Plus, you've heard of identity theft? Well, there's a new warning about it, and we don't want you to get your identity stolen. A new survey saying you are at risk. We're going to tell you how to protect yourself. That's coming up in my Take Charge Consumer Protection segment today. Well, we came across this new survey this week that shows identity theft is at a 3-year high. Can you believe there's a new victim of identity theft every 3 seconds in this country? Cash gone, credit ruined, maybe your computer gets hacked. The results can be really devastating. So in today's Take Charge Consumer Protection segment, I wanted you to know the latest identity theft techniques and the cures so you can take charge and protect yourself. Robert Siciliano is an identity theft expert and Hotspot Shield consultant, and it's great to have you here. Thanks.
Thank you.
What are the latest methods that identity thieves are using?
Well, bad guys forever have been using the Social Security number as a primary identifier, opening up new accounts under our name, and of course taking over existing accounts. Credit card fraud, plastic card fraud has always been high on their radar, and now they're going after store cards. Store cards being, your major retailers, our existing store cards, either opening up new ones or taking over existing ones. And with the store cards, the retailers and the consumers aren't paying as much attention to those fraudulent charges, and often those charges go through.
The good news under this survey, at least, is that consumers are not having to bear the brunt of a lot of, at least the plastic fraud, because there are limitations on it. But what information should you never give out?
You hear don't give out your social and stuff like that, but the reality of it is if you're going to function in a society that requires it, you're going to have to give it out. Really, on social media, just be really careful about the type of information you're divulging that could crack a password for taking over an existing account. Knowledge-based questions and answers to reset a password is information you probably shouldn't be giving out.
How often should you change your passwords, and is it safe to use the same password for everything you have?
Yeah, no. I change my password at least annually. It's good to do it every 6 months. And you should have uppercase, lowercase, numbers, letters, characters, and so forth. Never, ever have the same password for 2 accounts. I probably have 700 passwords and know about 5 of them because I use a password manager.
How about storing your passwords on your computer?
If you're going to store your passwords on your computer, that's fine. It's also important to back them up in the cloud. Really?
You trust the cloud?
Yeah, the cloud's fine. Major corporations that have, or even small startups that have, 256-bit encryption, it's relatively bulletproof. You're going to have a hard time cracking it. They have a lot more security on their networks than we do on ours.
As part of this survey, and when I did my research, which I know our producers passed on to you, there's so many computer protection programs that you can buy now. Which ones really work? Not by name necessarily, but when you look at the box, what should it say, Robert?
So when it comes to like antivirus, you want to go for paid opposed to free. Paid has much more security built into it, and making sure that you have antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-phishing, and a firewall. You also want to look at making sure that your wireless is protected as well. A virtual private network for your wireless on any of your devices is really important. And then you also want to look at gray charges on your credit cards. Gray charges are charges that the retailers will make on your credit card for products and services that you didn't authorize. Often, gray charges are actually eclipsing fraud, and just paying more attention to your accounts than ever, refuting unauthorized charges as well.
Yeah, you're helping other people by doing that too. Last question: Wi-Fi hotspots. Any additional risk by working in those areas?
Yeah, so with your Wi-Fi hotspots, you are essentially communicating all of your information over wireless networks that can be seen if the information isn't encrypted. So one little free tool out there is called Hotspot Shield, and that basically locks down your wireless connection, whether it's on your Android, your tablet, your Mac, your PC, protects all of your data while it's floating in the air so the bad guys can't see it.
Okay, Robert Siciliano, full disclosure, you happen to mention Hotspot Shield, and you are a consultant to that company and program.
Correct.
Great to have you here, though, with all the general information as well. Thank you. And if you
Thank
want to
you.
get more information on how you can take charge on a number of consumer issues, it's really easy. Just go to foxnews.com. At the bottom of the page, click on America's News HQ, and then you'll see a link to many of this program's Take Charge consumer protection segments. We're looking out for you and helping you out.
Love that password advice. Especially.
Better change them all.
Oh, I know.
Don't use your name.
I got to remember them.